Hello everybody and welcome back to Drivers Room Festival of Speed. It has been a while, but we are back again. And what a new season awaits for us all to enjoy. We are with a new car, and it is the none other than the Mini Cooper S from 1965. A very old classic and absolute beauty of a car, in my opinion. Really like that car. Actually, would really like to own one as well. Um, don't think I have the money to afford one. Anyway, this car can be tuned up pretty hefty. Can even put in an engine swap if wanted. Maximum horsepower is 190 brake horsepower with a minimum weight of 526 kilograms. That's a very light car with quite a lot of weight actually. So it will be a good car to race with, I think. In terms of the calendar, this opening round will be at Watkins Glen Short, so without the boot to race around. Then this Lago Maggiore Center, also a very short layout. All these tracks are really quite small. I mean, you don't want to be driving this around the Nordschleife. Would actually be kind of fun. But we are not doing it this season anyway. Third round is round Goodwood, famous circuit. Who doesn't know it? Then we have a 1 hour endurance race at Brands Hatch. This will be the full layout, so not the Indy layout. Then this Tsukuba in Japan. Then Barcelona Catalunya, the national layout without the first sector, that is also short layout. Then this Alsace test course, a very short layout, almost higher than it is long, with the want to say altitude change, the height change in the circuit. I cannot think of the right word to use. Anyway, that's the penultimate round, and the final round is Autopolis Short. And I believe that removes the final sector and the most part of the second sector, if I'm not mistaken. So that is the calendar for this season. And like I said, we begin at Watkins Glen Short for this opening round of the season. Let's wait not any longer and go to the grid order of this opening race. And starting on pole position for this opening round, it is Hoxton. Hoxton, a newcomer to the series, puts his car on pole position. And he is set to get immediately a win as well. Alongside him is his teammate, the Robbers Dog. He lines up in second place. Then this Gary, who is in third with Too Fast in fourth place. RJ Cool is in fifth place with Urk in sixth. Then is Giclaren in seventh place ahead of Flappy in eighth place. Ivano starts his race from ninth position on the grid, with Mr. Sean starting from 10th place. Then it's Jules, who starts in 11th, with Lionessy starting in 12th. Final row of the grid is for M. John Mercer, who starts in 13th. And last but not least, it is GJ Rice, who will start from 14th place. That is the grid order for today's race. Let's see what this race will bring us. Five lights are on. Oh, and Hoxton has a jump start. We go racing with Driversroom Festival speed. Hoxton with a jump start. And the Roberts dog is now already up to first place. Teammates have swapped position in the background. It's all shuffling for position. RJ Cool with a sent down into turn number 1. Runs it wide. Gary gets past. As now the other German is also having a look too fast. Looking for a move on RJ Cool. Not gonna happen into the first couple of corners. It's now head up to the back straight. It is Hoxton and the Roberts dog very close by. Is Hoxton gonna fight it into the chicane, into the bus stop? He had a look around the outside, decided not to go for it. And so McLaren runs it wide. That will cost him some places and positions. He gets a 1 second penalty. He drops now all the way back down to 10th place. And it's almighty battle for what is 7th place, currently held by Urk, as they head into the last 2 corners of this racing track. It is Urk still holding 7th place from Jules, then Mr. Sean and Ivano. McLaren with a 1 second penalty. He will serve that this time around, this current lap. That's Mercer, Linesi and Ricey all the way at the back. Back to the front is Robertstock still from Hoxton, and Hoxton with a penalty. But he does get a good run up the hill, up the S's. Now side by side the 2 teammates go, as the top 5 remain unchanged. And it is Flappy in 6th place from Urk. Mr. Sean has a half second penalty now as well for track limits. As McLaren having a look on Jules into the bus stop, not actually making it stick. Linus has overtaken John Mercer for 12th place. Penalties will be served now, both by McLaren and by Jules. And Hoxton has served his penalty as well. And that cost him a place to Gary. Gary now up to 2nd place and Hoxton down to the 3rd. So another good opening couple of laps for Hoxton, although he gets a great run out of the final corner. And gets past Gary before they even head into turn number 1. Gary, late move, but not making it stick. Too fast now with a run on RJ Cool. He has the inside line, which turns to the outside line for turn 3 and then back to the inside line, but I think he is already passed. In the rear view mirror there you can see RJ Cool behind. As they now get up to the bus stop, not a move by anyone now. Although Ivano might make a move, and he has made a move on Jules for 8th place. Linesi having a 1 second penalty, which will drop him behind Mr. Sean and maybe even Mercer, I don't know yet. Jules also with a half second penalty, as Linesi serves his penalty. Will that drop him behind Linesi? I don't think it will. Linesi stays in 12th place. Robert's dog still leading. Hoxton setting a fastest lap of the race, a 1:24.8. As Gary now being shuffled all the way down to 5th place. and with a 1 second penalty, so obviously making a mistake on the last lap. As there are already two groups forming, first to 7th place and then 8th till 14th, with Kiklaren leading the second pack just ahead of Ivano, and Ivano might have a look into the bus stop as they now head on the back straight. He is just in front, and I think he will get the job done under braking, and he will. Ivano up to 8th place, and behind Jules he will serve his half-second penalty, as Rice has a half-second penalty as well. Flappy now getting closer to Gary. Gary, of course, having served his 1 second penalty, falling back a bit. As Hoxton has taken the lead from the rubber dog with a 1:24.2 on the last lap, a full second quicker than the rubber dog, and I believe a full second quicker than anyone further behind. Now Inesi moves himself up to 11th place, but for how much longer, as Jules ducking into the slipstream. Lionesi going defensive into the bus stop chicane. Will he make it stick? Jules will make it around the outside, but has he gone in a bit too deep? He might have. And now Lionesi holding it around the outside. It's very difficult to do that around that corner. Lionesi has to settle for 12th place now, but he might get an opportunity later on to get a move back on Jules. It might be even now, as Lionesi gets a good run out of the penultimate corner and an even better run out of the final corner, and Lionesi back up to 11th place. Still stretching away somewhat from too fast behind. Gary getting very close to the back of RJ Cool. Maybe even going around the outside, not quite. Like I said earlier, very difficult to pull off a move around the outside. Just in general, it is somewhat difficult unless you're already very much alongside getting into the corner. And now Gary wants to set himself up nicely for a good run out of this final corner. Shifting it up to 5th gear, almost, or he has reached just 200 kilometers an hour on the main straight. Running it all the way onto the curb and getting a 1 second penalty for running wide on the exit of turn number 1. What kind of top speeds these cars can do on this circuit. Almost reaching 210 kilometers an hour. I don't know the conversion rates to miles an hour, but it's quick. I believe it's, from the top of my head, 125 miles an hour. maybe a little bit more, 130 miles an hour. Anyway, really quick for these kind of cars. Gary serves his penalty, and so does Flappy actually. Flappy also having to serve a 1 second penalty. He actually shifted down to third gear, which made him bang off the rev limiter, losing him a little bit more time compared to Gary, who had to serve to the same penalty. And that might give Urk an opportunity for a potential pass. Further behind, a 8th till 10th have broken away from the guys behind. Ivano leading this little train from McLaren and Michon with another half-second penalty. Then it is a three-way battle for 11th place as well, with Jules holding 11th place currently. Oh, but not getting probably the best run out of the first corner. Linesi behind in 12th place, looking to get back fast. And Mercer behind, waiting for an accident to happen so that he can get fast. Is Linesi gonna make a move? Oh, it was close. He was thinking about it, but didn't quite fully go for it. Jules was a bit out of shape going in. Now Linesi with an inside line, some sort of undercut, a switcheroo. He has taken now 11th place. As Gary has fallen quite far behind now. He's all the way down to 7th place, behind both Urk and Flappy. Let's take a look at what happened there. So just taking a look back, and of course it was his penalty. Gary needing to serve his 1 second penalty for running wide on the exit of turn number 1. And unfortunately for him, that loses him 2 places in one go. Oxton still holding that lead from the Robbers Dog. Doing pretty well. That's something I can be sure of saying. They have been on the front foot for the entirety of the race so far. We are nearing the halfway stage. Too Fast is keeping up, and seemingly with slightly better tire wear as well, as fuel should not be an issue. As Gary actually with really bad tire wear on especially his front left tire, over 75% worn. That will not give him the optimal grip that he might expect from his car. As further down the field, Gikkelen has moved himself up to 8th place, but he has got a half-second penalty. Might drop him behind Ivano again. Ivano really nice on his tires. Only a little bit worn, especially more than Gikkelen's tires. As moving through the fields, I gotta notice that Linesi has retired from this race. Reason of retiring is unknown. As now Ivano will set himself up nicely, get a good exit, and he gets past Gikkelen to take back his 8th place. Flappy and Urk now also squabbling for position, as Gary going into the pit on lap number 10. Wanting to get rid of those worn tires. Is anyone else gonna follow him in? I don't think anyone will. So Gary with an undercut and Hoxton with a half-second penalty. So has Too Fast, both having a half-second penalty. They are far enough away from the car behind, so no changes in position for either of them. As I think for a couple of guys we might see actually a no-stop strategy coming into play. As Gary has come out just ahead of Mercer, almost at the back of the field. So losing a lot of time with the pit stops. And Hoxton not going in. So does the Rob's Dog. They will be on very worn tires at the end of the race. But I think they will all be able to make it. Giclaren, I think Giclaren has to pit. His tires are almost already done as he runs it a bit wide. Lack of grip showing there. He might get a penalty for that, and he has gotten a penalty, a half-second penalty for running wide on the exit of the penultimate corner and not getting a great run out of the final corner. And that might give Ivano an opportunity to get past again around the outside. One of the only times an outside move is preferable. And Ivano, does he make a stick? He leaves a lot of room for Giclaren into turn 2. But that compromises Giclaren into turn number 3 and now 4. And Mr. Sean, maybe with a bit of overspeed, can maybe make a move. Although it might also be wise to stick behind Giclaren for the time being after he has served his penalty. Because Mr. Sean will get past him no matter what happens. At least he needs to make a good line through this corner. And I think he has done so. Giclaren serving his penalty, and there goes Mr. Sean past comfortably up to 8th place. So it looks like everybody is staying out. Tuvas with another half-second penalty. Everybody is staying out. Ivano on the best tire, and Giclaren actually thinking of pitting but not doing so. Probably because he was within the yellow line for the pit entry. That would have given him a 3-second penalty if he went into the pits for crossing the pit entry line. He luckily for him did not do so. But seeing his tire wear, he must go into the pits now. The second retirement of today is Rice. He has also retired his car from this opening race of Driversroom Festival of Speed. Top 3 are on really another level here. Too Fast seemingly closing in on the Robber's Dog. Last lap taking 1.1 seconds out of the Robber's Dog. And Too Fast being very consistent. 25, 1 minute 25s for almost the entirety of the race. Robber's Dog also in 25s. Lap 12 was a bit slower for him. And Hoxton in the low 25s, mid to low 25s it seems, for the most part of this race. Still holding the fastest lap of a 24.2. Don't think that will be taken away from him. RJ might suffer as well from lack of grip coming the end of the race, as he seemed to not have a great time through the bus stop. And Ivano, again, I'm very surprised at his tire wear. It's phenomenal. not even 50% worn after 2/3 of the race distance. That's very impressive. Michon also doing not too bad on tire wear as he serves his half-second penalty. And is he going to peel off into the pit lane? He is. But why? That's very interesting. I would have assumed RJ Cool to go into the pit lane instead of Mr. Sean. Mr. Sean was looking really good. At least for tire wear, no reason to peel off into the pit lane. With a half-second penalty for track limits. As Gary has fought his way back up to 8th place. Mercer with a half-second penalty. And seemingly letting Jules by almost. Jules with a 1-second penalty though. Geclaren after pitting coming out in 11th place and Mr. Sean in 12th. Mercer getting back past Jules, taking 9th place. As Hoxton has a 1.5 second penalty, that's a hefty penalty for him. Won't lose him any place though, he's been really consistent except for this lap then, which probably will be in the 26s. And again too fast, seemingly closing in. And with the only 7 minutes remaining, it might be a close battle for 2nd place. As RJ Cool is nearly on fully worn tires. Flappy now getting a good run up the hill through the S's. Maybe he's close enough to go for a move. It would be a very audacious one and Flappy does not go for it. He waits his time. As you can see, Flappy really having much more grip, much more speed at this stage of the race. Trying to nip underneath of RJ Cool. Will he get the straight line speed that he wants to? He forces RJ Cool into a narrow line and Flappy does make it around the outside and keeps it within track limits. And that is Flappy up to 4th place. Gary clipping the grass on the entry into the final corner. As the sun has set, stars are beginning to shine. Lewis Gicklaren and Mr. Sean are battling it out for 10th place, excuse me. And Jules behind has dropped to the back of the field. Also with a penalty which he needs to serve next lap. Urk with a 1.5 second penalty and also really worn tires. RJ Cool now on a fully worn left front tire. Flappy also not far off, running out of tires. Robert's dog is nearly out of his front tire. It is a real drive to survive this. You really need to ease in with those tires, or at least take care of them. Oh, there's a bit of understeer from a lack of grip. Causes Too Fast to scrape the barrier, hurting him only with a little bit of speed. And the Roberts dog in front having a 1 second penalty, which he will serve next lap. And that probably means that Too Fast is gonna get past. The Roberts dog now on fully worn left front tires. And actually serving his penalty now. Interesting. I thought he would do that the next lap. Anyway, Too Fast has a half-second penalty for track limits. And that might bring Roberts back into play, although with it worn tire I don't think he will. And Hoxton still going strongly in first place, with only a couple of laps left to go. Who was behind RJ Cool, understeering into the barrier on the final corner, only scraping it, so no damage done there. But everyone really suffering from their tire wear. Everybody on their own now. Too Fast serves his penalty, but he will stay ahead of the Roberts dog. And that means that the likelihood of the Roberts dog getting second place is close to none now, unless Too Fast of course bottles it, but I don't think he will. Ivano might be able to catch up to Urk and RJ Cool with the pace that he's currently having, or the lack of pace that the two cars ahead are having. Let's see, Ivano does a 1:27.6, Urk did a 1:28. Nearly 6, so 1 second quicker. And RJ Cool did a 1:29.5, so nearly 2 seconds quicker than RJ Cool, a full and a second quicker than Urk. But I think laps are running out, because he will, the next time he crosses the finish line will be the finish line flag. Hoxton coming around the final corner. getting past Jules, who's getting lapped, and Hoxton will see the checkered flag, and Hoxton wins the opening round of Driversroom Festival of Speed. Too Fast will come home very happy with his second place, and Rob's Dog will finish in third place. Flappy will finish in fourth place ahead of RJ Cool and Urk. That is Ivano and Gary with a serving a penalty, who will finish in 8th place. Mr. Sean will finish in 9th place ahead of Glickairn, who might stay ahead of Mercer as well. Jules has already finished, he will finish in 12th place. Ivano comes across the line, takes the flag in 7th. Then it's Gary. Gary, the first driver to finish, who pitted. Not the optimal strategy, it seems. Then this Mr. Sean, he will take 9th place ahead of Dick Claren, who takes 10th. And then this M. John Mercer, he will take 11th place. That is it for this opening round of Driversroom Festival of Speed. I really hope you enjoyed it, well, I certainly did. These minis provide some absolute bangers of races. Hopefully going forward we will see more of this. So thank you very much for watching anyway. Leave a like and subscribe if you have not already, it really helps out us as a community. So if you have not done so already, please consider doing so. Anyway, that is it for the opening round of Driversroom Festival of Speed. Hoxton and Robstock putting on a good show, but ultimately the Robstock falling a victim to tire wear in the dying stages of the race, and ultimately finishing P3 behind Too Fast. That is your top 3 for today. Leave a comment down below on who you think will be crowned champion this season of Driversroom Festival Speed. And maybe, who knows, maybe your prediction will come true. We'll have to wait and see. Until then, I wish you all a very good one. Bye bye!